The markets feel like they have a weight on their chest. There is a lot of noise, a lot of opinions, and a lot of people reacting. Bitcoin has been pushing, failing, reclaiming, failing again, and right now price is sitting in a zone where things usually don't stay quiet for long. This is Bitcoin on point. No hype, no rushing trades, just reading the market as it actually unfolds. Now, Bitcoin has spent the last few sessions grinding lower, bouncing, and then stalling again. It's not collapsing, but this isn't convincing either. On the higher time frames, structure is tightening, and on the lower time frames, price is starting to show very deliberate behavior. This is one of those moments where the chart is doing more than what people realize. It's nothing explosive yet, but the pressure is clearly building. And inside this structure, a potential trade idea is starting to form. Again, it's not something I'm acting on yet. I said this yesterday in the content, but it's definitely something I'm paying very close attention to. So I'll walk you through that idea later in the content. So in this video, we're breaking down what Bitcoin is doing across time frames, why the 4-hour chart is becoming very important, where a trade idea could develop and what needs to happen first, and how I'm approaching all of this inside my trading challenge. If you want that real-time structure instead of emotional takes, you are in the right place. Now, a quick reminder, I'm running a public $10,000 to $100,000 trading challenge. No forced entries, no gambling, only acting when structure is clear. Every trade I take is shared live in my Telegram, entries, exits, and reasonings. YouTube is for the context. Telegram is where the execution happens. Now, before we go further, hit that like button. Let's target 20 likes and subscribe. It helps more than you think. Now, zooming out for a second, the US dollar once made up 65% of global reserves. Today, the numbers are closer to 40%. Now, this doesn't flip markets overnight, but it tells you something important about long-term capital behavior. And at the same time, you've got speculative mania in meme coins, institutions rolling out Ethereum-based products, and retail completely split between fear and blind optimism. We've seen this environment many times. It creates volatility, not clarity. And that's exactly why structure matters more than headlines right now. Now, let's slow down and start with the Bitcoin daily chart. We're going to analyze the structure first and the direction later. This is where the bigger picture is starting to matter again. Right now, Bitcoin is sitting inside what looks to be a bear flag structure on the daily time frame. Price has been trending lower, then consolidating, and now it's pressing directly into the lower boundary of that structure, right around the 86 to 87K area. This isn't random price action. This is Bitcoin testing a decision zone. If this trend line fails to hold, not just a wick, but actual acceptance below the levels, then the next area the market naturally looks towards is lower, somewhere around 80K. It's just structure. That's how these patterns resolve when support gives way. But, and this is very important, if bulls defend this area, if price reacts positively from this trend line and starts pushing back up, then this entire move can shift into something very different. That's when this daily chart stops becoming a warning and starts becoming a potential opportunity. Nothing is confirmed yet, it's still developing, and right now the daily chart is simply saying, here is the level, let's see who shows up, and that's why I'm not acting yet. I'm letting the market speak first. Now let's zoom into the 4-hour, because this is where things start getting more tactical. On the 4-hour chart, we had a major trend line that the price respected for a long time. Bitcoin bounced from it, used it as support, and it clearly mattered. But eventually that trend line broke. Price then attempted to reclaim it, and this part matters, because it failed to hold above. That failure told us something important. It told us that the market wasn't ready to flip bullish yet. So since then, price has moved lower and found demand near the support zone, which is where we've already seen a reaction. Buyers are present, but they're not in control yet. So this is where the trade idea actually comes in, right? Because I'm not interested in buying support blindly. What I'm watching is the trend line above. And if the price can move up, reclaim the trend line, close above it, and then come back to retest it from the top, that's when the structure starts to shift. That's when the market tells us momentum is changing, right? That reclaim and retest is the difference between guessing and trading. If it happens, this is where the trade idea becomes valid. If it doesn't and price keeps getting rejected, it tells us that the market still wants lower. So right now, the 4 hour is not saying buy, it's saying wait and watch this exact level. Now, dropping down into the Bitcoin 2 hour, the story becomes even more clear. Price has been moving exactly the way we outlined earlier. Consolidation, followed by manipulation below, and now the market is trying to decide what comes next. We've dipped below the range, liquidity has been taken, the stops were cleared, it's not accidental by any means. This is how Bitcoin behaves before making a real move. So from here, there are two clean possibilities. If price starts building acceptance back inside the range and pushes higher, then a distribution phase towards the upside becomes likely, with the 94 to 95k area acting as a natural upside target. But if the price does fail to reclaim the structure and continues to get rejected, then this entire consolidation becomes a continuation to the downside. So this time frame isn't about prediction, it's about reading behavior. Right now, the behavior is saying the manipulation phase has already happened. Now we're waiting to see which direction gets accepted. That's it. No rushing, no forcing, just letting price confirm the next move. Now, a quick update on the trading challenge. Nothing new has been executed yet, and that's intentional. The account is protected, the risk is controlled, and I'm not interested in adding exposure just because the market feels uncomfortable. This is a waiting phase. I'm letting Bitcoin's 4 hour structure develop properly before committing capital. All executions are done on weeks and everything is tracked transparently using Profits Precision. Every single update, whether it's an entry, exit, or no trade day, is shared live in my Telegram. No surprises, no hindsight. Now let's talk about Ethereum on the daily. ETH is already pushed down into a major daily support zone, a level that has held price multiple times in the past. Now, historically, whenever Ethereum reaches this area, it doesn't immediately reverse. It usually stabilizes first and starts showing signs of strength later. So right now, price is reacting, but that doesn't mean we act. This is still context and definitely not a trade idea for now. What I want to see on the daily is whether Ethereum can start closing back above key levels, showing that the buyers are actually stepping back in and not just reacting temporarily. So until that happens, this stays observation only. And on the 4 hour for Ethereum, the structure is telling us to be patient. Price has failed to reclaim previous resistance zones, rolled over, and dropped cleanly into support. So the support is holding for now, but holding doesn't mean confirmation. If Ethereum can build higher lows, reclaim levels above, and show consistent strength, then we reassess. But if price instead bounces weak and rolls back into resistance, it tells us that the sellers are still in control. So right now, no trade, no forcing bias, just watching how price behaves around these levels. Ethereum is reacting, but it hasn't proven anything yet. So here's where we stand. Bitcoin on the daily has pressure building. The 4 hour has a potential trade idea forming. The 2 hour structure is behaving as expected. And Ethereum is stabilizing, but not ready yet. Nothing confirmed, but the market feels close to a decision. And when that decision comes, we will already know what to do. That's the beauty of it. So weeks for the execution, Profits Precision for transparency, Telegram for real-time updates. All links are in the description. I'll see you in the next update.